is the second lecture of organization of commerce. Now till yesterday we got an introduction about what an economic activity or what is a non-economic activity. Today we are going to see the first type of economic activity, which is business. As I said earlier, that economic activity can be of three types. Economic activities are of three types. The first one is business. The second one is profession, and the third one is employment. These are the three type of economic activities which any individual pursues in order to earn his or her livelihood, right? So from these three economic activities, we are going to study the first one, which is business. Now everyone might be knowing the basic or simple meaning of business, that it involves an act of exchange. An act of exchange. What is business? Business is an act of exchange. Exchange of what? Exchange of goods or services, right? And if you supply or give the goods and services to the customers, what do you get in return? You get some monetary benefit or profit in return, and therefore the main motive of business is to earn profit, right? Now this word business, let us talk about business in detail. This word business is derived from the English word busy. It is derived from the English word busy, right? It can be asked as an objective question, so please pay attention here. It is derived from the English word busy, which means to remain active continuously. Which means busy means you need to remain active continuously. You need to do some kind of an activity, right? Now the motive of business is to earn profit. The motive is to earn profit, right? Even if the motive is to earn profit, at times the business can incur losses. It is not always possible by all the business to make a profit each and every particular year. You can take an example of the past year. In the year 2020, due to certain lockdowns and due to the pandemic, many businesses and jobs of people were affected negatively due to the pandemic, and due to such certain lockdowns, many businesses lost their customers, lost their businesses, and therefore it became difficult for them to sustain among their competitors. So therefore, even if the motive of business is profit, at times you can make or you can incur losses. Though our purpose is to earn profit, you may sometimes incur a loss. Now, to put into simple terms, they have given a very simple meaning or definition of business, which is written in bold in your textbook on page number 2. On page number 2, in the topic of business, the meaning or definition of business which is mentioned says that business means any legal activity. Business means any legal economic activity any legal economic activity with the motive of earning profit. Business means any legal economic activity with the motive of earning profit. Now, what is business? Any legal. First of all, whatever business you carry out should be legal. Legal according to whom? Legal according to the law that has been described by the government of India. If you are doing some kind of a business in India, then you need to follow the central government guidelines as well as the state government guidelines. You all know that liquor is banned in Gujarat. So in Gujarat, if you are selling alcohol, it is an illegal activity. You cannot sell alcohol. It is not permitted to be sold in this particular state. So business means any legal economic activity. Economic activity, the meaning of economic activity should now be clear to you, which I have already explained yesterday, is any activity is an economic activity in which the motive or the purpose is to gain some kind of a monetary benefit. Right? So business means any legal economic activity with the motive of profit. This is a very simple definition of business and everyone should remember this. It is very important as well as easy. Now, this was all about the concept of business. Like what is business and what all does it include? It includes exchange. Exchange of what? Goods and services in return for money. People exchange goods and services for money. They collect money in exchange of goods and services. This is what business includes. Now, one by one, we are going to study the characteristics of business. We are going to study what are the different characteristics of business. Characteristics of business. The first characteristics, as you all know, is objective of profit. Objective of profit. This is the first characteristics of business. Now, profit is the base or fundamental goal of business. It is the fundamental goal of business. The fundamental goal of business is to earn profit, because without earning profit, how will the person earn his livelihood, or how will the person take care of his and his family's needs? So in order to take care of his personal needs as well as his family's needs, the business or the person has to earn certain amount of profit. And without profit, survival, can I say survival in the market becomes very tough, because if you are not earning profit and you are not reinvesting certain amount of money, then you will not be able to grow at the speed of your competitors. Your competitors may become or may outrun you in the longer run if you are not earning certain amount of profit. So it is compulsory to earn profit. Now, another special point about earning profit is always in the business, majority of time, always means majority of the times, the selling price will be higher than the cost price. The selling price will be higher than the cost price in most of the products. Only then will you be able to earn profit, right? If you are bringing a certain article at ₹100, then you must sell it at any amount greater than 100 in order to make some profit. Because if you will sell it at a lesser amount, then you may incur loss, right? So selling price will be higher than the cost price. At times it happens. At times it is possible કે તમારી કોઈ વસ્તુ છે, if a certain goods is damaged, transport ની અંદર goods આવે છે, તો it gets damaged at times, right? Or at times due to rain or due to fire, the goods are damaged again. Then in that particular situation, it is not necessary that your selling price will be higher than the cost price. પણ આવી સિચ્યુએશન rarely આવે છે. આવી સિચ્યુએશન every day આવતી નથી. At times, rarely it might happen that due to fire, due to accident, your good gets damaged, and therefore you have to sell it at a price which is lesser than the cost price, and you have to incur a loss, right? So we are not talking about that situation while studying these characteristics, right? Now, if you get fever, how do you know it? You know that you have certain degrees of fever by checking your body temperature through a thermometer, right? Similarly, if you want to know how a particular firm's business is performing, if you want to know how can you figure out whether a business is running so good or it is running so bad, just by seeing the profit of that business, we can measure how efficiently is the person managing his business. So profit is the barometer. Profit is the barometer of business. Barometer means it helps us in order to measure how good the business is running. Profit is the barometer of business. So these are the important points regarding this first characteristics, objective of profit. Now we go to the second objective, the second characteristics of business, which says that it includes exchange of goods and services. The second characteristic says that business involves exchange of goods and services. But obviously, without exchanging goods and services, it is impossible to earn money. No one can just sit there at his home doing nothing and earn lots of money. It is not possible. If you have invested some particular amount of money in some kind of stocks or securities or mutual funds, then you might get return for the same. But first, for that you need to invest your money somewhere. Then and only then will you be able to get certain kind of returns. So, exchange of goods or services is necessary and it is essential for business. Now, goods, whatever goods you are selling are in a physical form. If I say that you are selling a marker or you are selling a mobile phone, then it is in a physical form, a tangible form, which you can touch, which you can see, right? Whereas the services that business deals in are in an intangible form. Okay, if you want to transport from one place to other place, if you travel through railway or you travel through a GSRTC bus or you travel through an airplane, they are not going to give you any kind of product, but they are going to give you one kind of a service in which at one moment I am standing here. If I travel using the railway and I transport or I go to a city called Ahmedabad, then railway is providing me a service of transporting me from one location to another location. Right? So this is the difference between services and goods. Service can be felt, but it cannot be seen, it cannot be touched. Whereas goods can be touched, it can be felt also, and they can be seen in different forms also. You have different varieties of mobile phones, different colors, different designs, right? So goods are in a physical form and you can view them. Now, if someone says that someone is exchanging money, supposedly if I want to buy US dollar against Indian currency, right? Here on both the sides there is an exchange of money. You will say કે ભાઈ સર તમે રૂપીઝ આપીને ડોલર કલેક્ટ કરી લીધા છે, તો you are exchanging money only. આમાં ક્યાં goods અથવા services આવેલી છે? But you should remember that the person selling these dollars for certain amount of money, for that particular person, this dollar is also a kind of a good. It is also a kind of a good for that particular person who is selling dollars to me in exchange of Indian currency. Barabar se? So there is always an exchange of goods or services. Without exchange of goods and services, business is not possible. This is a very important characteristics of business. Now let us discuss the third characteristics. The third characteristics says that business involves risk and uncertainty. Business involves risk and uncertainty. But obviously there are various risks that a business has to face. Like there are various man-made risks and there are various natural risks which affects the return of the business. How do these risks affect business? કારણ કે man-made અને natural risk ના કારણે જે return, જે profit તમને મળી રહ્યો છે business ઉપર, it becomes uncertain. You cannot decide exactly what will be your profit in the year when such a pandemic has occurred. 2020 financial year 2020. Now you are commerce students, so તમારો financial year begins from 1st April and ends on 31st March. તો જે financial year છે 2020 એની અંદર જેટલા પણ businesses છે, there is not a single business who can exactly predict or forecast what amount of profit are they going to earn, right? So your return becomes uncertain due to such risks. This is why we need to study in detail all the different kind of risks which are related to our business, right? So what are the different man-made risks that a business faces? There are certain man-made risks like by mistake a fire occurs. If a factory is manufacturing certain hazardous chemicals and if an employee of that organization wants to have a cigarette and for that he turns on his lighter and due to that an explosion happens in that particular chemical factory, then it is a man-made risk. It is a man-made calamity or an accident caused by a particular person. So fire is a man-made risk. Another man-made risk is theft. चोरी ચોરી થવી is a man-made risk because a particular person might purposefully steal certain goods from your godown or from the premises of your company for his personal benefits without paying you a single amount of money. So theft of goods leads to loss. If I say 50,000 of your goods were stolen, you have heard of different businesses who are dealing in gold jewelry, diamond jewelry. If a theft occurs at their office premises, if the thieves are able to steal 1 or 2 kg of gold, then it might lead to an approximate loss of 50 lakh to 1 crore rupees to that particular dealer. So theft is also a man-made risk which will lead to loss in the future, right? So we need to keep precautions so that theft does not occur in our business. Now third man-made risk is change in the taste of people. Change in the taste of people. The taste of people changes frequently. Previously, in the 1980s and in the 1990s, there was a trend that males used to wear bootcut pants, which were broad from the end and narrow at the beginning. But nowadays, as jeans have become, as cotton pants are in trend, so no one is going to wear those outdated bootcut pants, right? So therefore, whenever the taste of the consumer changes, the manufacturer producing such pants has to change accordingly, has to change his machinery, has to change his employees, so that those employees can manufacture goods according to the current trend or the current demand of the consumers, right? So change in taste, change in technology, I can say change in technology is also a man-made risk. People are innovating so many products day by day that certain industries have to keep updating themselves every now and then. Beforehand, there were simple mobile phones, right? For 5 to 10 years, there were black and white and simple color phones. Now, with the advent of Android and iOS, they are updating their technology so fast that each company has to put up a new model or new version of their mobile phone every 4 months or 6 months or even quicker, right? So change in technology is also a man-made risk that each and every business faces. Now let us talk about various natural risks. What are the natural risks that are going to affect your business? There are certain natural risks like tsunami or earthquake or floods, right? If such natural calamities hit your region, they are present in your region, then your whole manufacturing facility is at risk, right? If I am producing a particular product, if there is a tsunami or a flood, then all my equipments can be washed away in the floods, or જેને કહેવાય ને કે આપણે મેટલ ને પાણી લાગે તો જંગ લાગી જાય છે, they might become of inferior quality with the touch of water itself, right? So rusting occurs, iron ઉપર rust થાય છે whenever you contact an iron with water, right? Rusting occurs. So these are certain natural risks which are not in our control, right? And therefore we need to make proper precautions, or even nowadays there are different kind of insurance in order to secure you from such risks. There are different insurances which can secure you from such risks. If I talk about a school, if a particular student or a particular teacher is infected by COVID-19, then he might possess a risk to others. This is a man-made risk because that teacher or student might not know that he is infected with COVID-19 for a few days, right? And in those few days he might come in contact with other students and teachers also, so it is a risk. So now there is a COVID-19 insurance policy also offered by various insurance companies, right? So you can take precautions against such risk, so you can maintain a certain amount of profit in the future and your profit does not become uncertain. Now the next point or the fourth point, the fourth point is creation of utility. Now what is utility? Utility means usefulness. Utility is nothing but usefulness. Now business has helped to satisfy the needs of others also in the process of earning profit. Business is helping other people in order to satisfy their needs. Now these utilities or usefulness can be created in three different forms. Can be created in three different forms. The first is in terms of form. You can create utility in terms of form. How can you create utility in terms of form? By converting raw material into consumable goods. If I give you a piece of wood which is not polished, which is just cut from a tree, you might not find it useful. But when I process it through a machine, when I give it a particular shape, I can convert that wood into benches, into scales, right? Into these kind of dusters or into various furniture items. So by converting this wood from one form to another form, I can create utility or usefulness and I can satisfy the needs of consumers. If a particular consumer wants to make a table, then what will I do? Me being the manufacturer, I will put some quantity of wood into my machine and I will process it in a way that I can manufacture sheets, and from those sheets I will make a table, right? So form means conversion or converting raw materials into consumable goods. Now, apart from form utility, there is place utility. What does place utility mean? It means that goods which are present at the location where they are manufactured or produced are transported from that particular place and those goods are brought near to the customers. If you want to eat Maggi at your home, what will you do if the Maggi sachets are not present at your home? You will go to a provision store which is nearby and you will buy a packet of Maggi and then come home and cook it and then eat it. For that Maggi packet to be available at your provision store, the company is transporting goods from its production facility and bringing it near to the consumers. So consumers have a utility in terms of place. They do not have to go to the manufacturing facility every now and then when they want a Maggi packet, right? So place utility means carrying the goods from the production place and bringing them near to the consumers. They bring such goods near to the consumers, if you want to buy Amul products, then you will go to a provision store nearby your house and you will get it. You do not have to go to the manufacturing unit of Amul. Every now and then you require milk. Right? So this is place utility. Utility in terms of place. And the last utility is utility in terms of time. It might be possible that you have two Maggi packets at home and you are going to use them for consumption, for eating, but you do not know when next are you going to eat Maggi. So until your requirement arises, it happens in certain product that until the requirement arises, the consumer is not going to demand that product. As soon as the requirement arises or whenever he wishes to eat a particular product or consume a particular product, at that time he is going to go to the store and buy or purchase goods that he requires. So what do businesses do? Businesses store goods for a long period of time. If you want to buy a pen, you go to a stationery store nearby and you ask him for a particular company's pen. What will the stationery owner do? Whatever company's pen you have demanded, the stationery owner will charge some money and give you the product in exchange. Every time you go to a stationery shop, he is not going to tell you કે ભાઈ મેન્યુફેક્ચર અથવા પ્રોડ્યુસ કરીને લાવું છું હું પેન અત્યારે મારી પાસે હાજરમાં નથી. It is not currently with me. I am going to manufacture a pen and then bring it for you. No, he is not going to say such stupid things. So what is he doing? He is storing thousands of pens of various brands, various types, various companies, right? He is going to store all of them, and as and when the students come, he will offer them those pens in return for some money. So time utility is the business stores different goods. The business stores different goods and supplies those goods whenever the customers demand. Them. So these are the 3 points included in this concept of creation of utility. Utility means usefulness. Okay, so simplify these terms and you will be able to recall or remember them for a longer period of time. Now what is the 5th point? The 5th point says that business is continuous or continuance of activity is a characteristic of business. Continuance of activity, what does it mean? Supposedly, say you are sitting at your shop, 5 customers came to your shop to purchase some particular good. You gave them good, collected money, then what are you going to do? You are going to wait for other customers also. No, you are not going to close the business permanently after catering to 5 or 10 consumers, right? Business is a continuous activity. It is going to remain lifelong until you yourself permanently close the business. Even if you are not into that business, then someone else is going to be present at your place and he is going to supply those goods to the consumers who are demanding. So business is a continuous activity. It is unending, right? After catering to one customer, you are going to search for others. There are various companies who are into manufacturing of roads like L&T. If L&T gets a 100 crore project from Government of India to build highways, then what is it going to do? Within 1 or 2 years, that project gets completed, and then again L&T is going to take up another project, right? It is not going to stop its business. Similarly, if a company is into construction of building, then after completing one building, it is going to sell all the floors of that building to certain consumers, and after that project is over, suddenly or immediately that particular company is going to start another project, because human beings have to continuously produce money in order to earn their livelihood. So in order to produce money, you are going to continue your business for a longer period of time. Now, what is the sixth point? It says that there is requirement of money. Requirement of money in business. What? Obviously yes, because from starting to the ending you will require money. For starting a business, setting up even a small business, you will require small amount of money. For setting up a big business, you will require more capital. So requirement of money is necessary, and it is compulsory that you have certain amount of money in order to keep buying goods so you can sell them. If a trader buys certain amount of goods and sells those goods and makes some profit, again he has to invest some portion of that money or profit into business so that he can again buy goods and again make a transaction, right? Similarly, even the biggest and the smallest businesses require money continuously in their business so that all their business activities run or operate very smoothly without any problem. Your business operations are done very smoothly if you have adequate amount of money in your business. And the last point in this topic, it says that business is an economic activity. Business is an economic activity. We all know that the purpose of business is to earn profit. Without profit, the business is not going to sustain for a longer period of time, right? You are not doing social service. You have to earn your livelihood for yourself and for your family, and therefore you need to keep making profits. And if you keep making profits in exchange of goods and services, automatically business becomes an economic activity, right? So this was the concept of business and its characteristics. Tomorrow we will study, one day after tomorrow, whenever the lecture is there, we are going to study the objectives and the risks of business. In case anyone has a doubt right now, then they can ask me right now. One announcement is that you do not have to write these things in your fair book. Today you don't have to write any of these things in your fair book. You have to read whatever I have taught you in detail from the textbook. In case anyone has a doubt right now, they can ask me, and also at the later part of the chapter you can ask a doubt.